My name is Phil Oxendine, Aphasia Phil, and I approve this message. Guinevere, and she is a speech pathologist, and she is a founder called Life Speech Pathologist, and now she's my friend, and now she has a book. So, talk about your book and what's going on.
Okay, so the backstory, number one, Phil, dude, you're killing it on social media, YouTube, podcasts. You and I met what, 3, 4 months ago?
It does. It seems like years.
I know. Well, I feel like I've known you for years. And I just appreciate everything that you're doing and the journey you have been on. So my current journey, like you said, I'm a speech pathologist, and so I get to torture people for a living. Um, but in addition to doing that, it's about the care partners. It's about the manual that the care partners didn't receive when their loved one, like you were, Phil, in the hospital. Because what care partners have to take on is a whole new role responsibility. They already had a life and a full time job, and now we're asking them to take on a second one. And plus the emotional weight of supporting their survivor. Because, like you've told me time and time again, your mom desperately wanted you back.
Yeah.
She wanted Phil in all your glory. She wanted you back how you were. And so she had to take on cheerleader, chauffeur, advocate, medicine nurse, manager, right?
Everything.
Everything that she had to do in addition to what she did prior to your
Yeah.
stroke.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do know, having done speech pathology for so long, do I dare say how many years, Phil? Do you want to guess? You probably know because you and I have been
Well, I
talking.
think it's 20 years.
30.
They, I was not. I didn't know that. Wow.
Technically
Wow.
30, 31. I graduated in 1994.
Okay.
And I've worked in every aspect of stroke recovery. And when I look back at my journey, I realized that I took care partners for granted. I never put myself in their shoes. I never thought about what is their journey? What is it all of us professionals are trying to teach them? Whether it's speech or PT or OT, when you were in the hospital, Phil, I know you have recollections of that. But when your mom was there, we probably acted more like little dictators.
Well, yes.
Right, right, and I think your mom would say that or whatever word she would use, but we're like, "Well, we're trying to maximize Phil's recovery, right? We've got 6 months, we gotta get to it. So here, mom, here's what you gotta know, here's what you gotta do, and you gotta follow through," and I was part of this mechanism. But what I've come to learn over these last 5 years since I started my private practice is that the care partners, we dump on them as the rehab professionals. We don't walk in their shoes. We don't prepare them for taking on these extra roles and responsibilities. Yes, we're teaching them stuff and it's all valid and valuable, but they're not in an emotional, psychological place to take it in because they're freaking out because you're in ICU or you're in rehab. You can't talk, you can't walk. And we never stop to think about what is it they are going through.
So, why'd you write a book like this? It's called How to Help. It's very simple. How to Help. I like
Yep.
that. Simple, to the point.
You can read it, right? You
Yeah.
nice big font.
Even though it's backwards.
I know. Because my video is mirrored, Phil, as you know, right? Because if
Yeah.
I look at myself and I look backwards, I'm gonna, like,
It messes
I'm
me up
gonna
all
I'm
the time.
gonna freak out.
I was like, "What's"
Exactly. So for all of you out there, you look at me or Phil in a certain way. Well, when we see ourselves, we have to mirror it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we look like Picasso,
So
like a
deal with
Picasso painting, right? So, but the idea behind it, Phil, is that care partners were not given a manual. They don't know how to build their support network. So let me give you an example. Your mom probably had lots of friends and family that said, "Oh, let me help you," or "Let me know what I can do."
Yes.
And just and then, like, they fade away. And your mom is was probably in a place that she didn't know what she needed. She didn't know what to ask for.
No, not even close. I mean, no one does, especially when it has aphasia. No one knows. Now, I don't care unless they have aphasia when someone else is like, now I know what to do. Let's go. Like, there's no way. At least I don't know. And we said, I know it happened to other people. Let's go. No.
We don't, so care partners don't know how to say, "Oh, you offered? Sure, bring me a casserole," right? "Bring me some food," or, "Hey, can you pick up my groceries?" Or, "Hey, could you walk my dog?" So the idea behind the book, Phil, is it's the practicalities of being a care partner. We don't even get into the communication, the connection, the relationship, because so many care partners in those first couple of years of being a care partner, they don't know how to build their network. They don't know what to ask. They don't know what they need. They are just surviving. And so we go through it systematically in the book. And what I love about, tooting my own horn here, but the idea behind it is I know my background's messing it up, but it's a workbook.
Okay.
It's not just a sit here and read it and put it back on the
Okay.
shelf book. There's prompts, there's reflections, there's ways to walk care partners through what they're experiencing. And I try and keep it as light as possible, just the bare bones of what they need to know to start getting control over what they have to do day to day. Because, like your mom had to do, she had to physically help you when you came home. Isn't that right?
Yes. A
And
lot of things.
and communication and getting food on the table, getting groceries in the house, managing your medications. Well,
So
if we go ahead.
so this is not for families or people out of aphasia or not aphasia. It's for everybody, right?
It's for stroke and aphasia. So
Okay.
we talk about stroke and aphasia, but it's not about that. It's about learning what you need to know as a care partner and getting some systems in place. Because what I know from lived experience and from the research, care partners burn out very quickly. They isolate very quickly. They feel like nobody else understands what they're going through. They may still have girlfriends or guy friends, right, that they might text, but they don't say what they're feeling. They don't say what they're experiencing or how hard it is or how joyful it could be because those other folks don't understand it because they're not walking that same path.
Yeah.
So that's where this book came from. It's about
Good.
helping the stroke and aphasia care partner figure out how to get some of these things in place to make their day-to-day easier. Because what I know from being a clinician,
Mm.
that if the care partner has some breathing room, I call it breathing room, having some space, some
Like
things
my,
are off their plate.
like my mom's going to Ireland. I mean Ireland, Iceland.
Exactly.
She
That they are in a better place to help you, the survivor, with your recovery. Does that make sense?
yes.
So technically, it's selfish for me, being the clinician,
Mhm.
for me to help the care partner be not a better, that's not the right word, just have control over being a care partner, that manual that they never got at the hospital, so that they can help you with your recovery. Because the other thing I know, the other truth is, care partners desperately want their survivor to not just survive, but to thrive.
And so you're gonna have all your not your video, but all your information in there.
Tons.
Okay, good. Um,
It's all
so
in there.
good. I hope so. So what are you doing for the awareness of a? I guess right. What did you do for month May for aphasia? What are you doing?
So for the month of June, it's Aphasia Awareness Month.
Yeah.
And first, I have to say, Phil, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have applied to be an aphasia ambassador.
Thank you.
Yeah, right. Like I didn't think about it because I didn't think it was for those of us in aphasia, right?
Yeah.
But technically, you and I are both ambassadors. Woo!
Yep.
Right. So for this month, I have a daily video coming out. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts. I mean, it's the same video. Sorry if you're on all the platforms and you have to keep seeing me day after day, but a video a day. And I'm alternating between talking to the care partner and talking to the person with aphasia.
Okay.
There's an action tip that goes with each of them. They're short, under a minute. But the idea is I work with both. I work with both survivors in my private practice and I work with care partners separately. It's more than just a support group. It's about practicality and moving forward. We can do the groups online where it's all about venting.
Yeah.
Venting is necessary, but what's the next step? How are we going to move that needle to move from surviving to thriving, whether you are the person with aphasia or you're the care partner of the person with aphasia? What are
Okay.
you doing for June, Phil?
Well, let's see. I have videos. I know I'm doing once a week because I have aphasia. So it's every day, every week, every month. But what I'm doing is what I do now in general, I have on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, uh, Spotify, Bingbot, and Apple. Um, I do this because I'm an ambassador too, and I like to tell other people's stories. I can tell my stories too, but it's time to tell other people's stories, and that's my niche right now. Um, but I want everyone to know a lot of people, anybody can be an ambassador. All you have to do is tell why do you want to be an ambassador. Friends, family, speech teachers, speech pathologists, caregivers, anyone can be an ambassador. It'll be on my page and check it out.
Absolutely. Um, because what would you say? Now I'm turning the tables on you, Phil.
Okay.
What does it mean to be an ambassador?
No, in the beginning, I just want to write a book for myself. I
Mm,
didn't know anything about having. I didn't even know what aphasia was because I couldn't say the word at all, and I didn't even know how to be an ambassador for anything. I just want to get better for myself. But after time, very, very small in time, being an ambassador again made a platform to talk to other people. Listen, a lot of people when you're talking to other people, it's usually a speech teacher talking to a student or me, aphasia, talking to someone else. But my goal is to talk about other people's stories in general. Other people have aphasia and stroke, TBI, and everything else on the sun, basically. Being an ambassador gives you the time to listen and talk with each other too. So it just happened that I'm doing this anyway. But now it gives me a platform to do this for, especially with National Aphasia Association, because they'll give me an audience to listen with other people. and it's caring to do this. I like it. I really like it. Not because it's practice for me. Now it's more bigger than me. I don't care about writing a book uh, per se. I wanted other people to talk about their stories too. And so what I've done, I do TikTok, Facebook, and everything else, but I've been helping other people get on YouTube so they see how to do that. So my goal is, if you want to know how to get on YouTube, I'll tell you how to do it. And if you want your own channel, which next step, I'll do that too. So that way we can talk with each other.
That's right.
So
I love it. So I'm
I
trying
know
to. You know,
I
wait,
thought we're
that's
done.
it.
We're
Wait,
not
I should be quiet. I should be quiet.
done.
Like you were gonna interview me. Um, so I want to pitch the group that I co-run with another gentleman with aphasia through the National Aphasia Association.
Okay.
It's called Journey Through Speech, and it's tomorrow. Tomorrow, the first Friday of every month.
Okay.
Now I'm thinking about the time zone. I believe it is 1 p.m. Eastern, which is 12 p.m. Central, which is 11 a.m. Pacific. So, what that group is all about is, if you've traveled somewhere, so I'm thinking you and your mom come on, Phil. And even
Man,
though you didn't go to Iceland, it's going to be her pictures, but you guys could still come on. But the idea is people share their travel photos or places they want to visit, and we talk about it as a group.
well,
And
that's going to take some
then,
time to get to Hawaii. What else do?
heck yeah, you're gonna come on the group. And so the beauty of it is anybody can join this group. Anybody with aphasia, or the care partners with someone with aphasia, to support them, to share. It's just another opportunity. You share your pictures with us, we put them up so you don't have to worry about it, and then we talk about it, and it's so much fun. I love this group. I've been with them, I don't know, about a year and a half maybe.
Now, can I listen with it happen? Can I listen to the stories, but then wait till my mom come back from Iceland or whatever else she's doing? Because I
Yeah.
want to see what it was good. So put a link to
Anybody
everything.
can join. So to find that group, it's now aphasia.org. That's how you get to the National Aphasia Association. And
Okay.
then you look at, I think it's online communities. And right there, there's a Zoom link. There's some other groups in there, but it's called Journey Through Speech. And
Trust me, we'll link for everything.
heck yeah. So if I can also say, Phil, I'm always talking to folks with aphasia and their care partners. I have the Listen for Life Aphasia podcast. It's on YouTube, Apple, Spot, you name it. It's out there. And Phil, I'm happy. I'm going to brag. 148 episodes. 3 years, dude. 3 years. I don't recommend you listen to the early ones because, you know, right? It's a learning process
Yes.
as we do, but it is a passion project, as I know it is for you. And I love that you are teaching others how to do this.
Yeah, I just makes sense to me. I like the fact that I help other people. Like, there's another guy, I don't know his name now, but he was looking and said, "How do you be an ambassador?" I said, how do you know my site?" And there's someone else he said, "Thank you." And maybe he's not going to be an ambassador, but he want to talk about stuff like, "Well, thank you so much." That was that one person, even though a lot of people said, "Help me to do this kind of stuff for other people." It was good. It's like, it- at the same time, if one person helps you, but a lot of people, it was nice. It was better. It's better than that. So, and also, I have something called Aphasia Phil resources. I have a resource in there
Yes, you do.
for resources for groups and research papers and a lot of other resources. It's called Aphasia Phil resources.
And we can see that in the whatever that's called on YouTube, right?
On YouTube.
It's underneath the video.
Yep.
All the links are under there.
Yep. Yes, it is.
Yes. And so I want to do a shout out, Phil, to the University of Texas Health Sciences, San Antonio, Texas. So this week, as I'm talking to you, this is the end of our first week of an intensive aphasia program that they put on every summer. And I'm back for my third year being a supervisor. Just finished my first week, and we have one more week next week. And I adore, I'm going to use the word torturing grad students. But here's why I say, and I only say that in the most loving of ways, because there's not enough of us speech pathologists that specialize in aphasia.
Nope.
So this is part of what I do in my mission to give back and to help that next generation of speech pathologists that want to come into this arena, because so many want to go work with kids in all sorts of different ways, which nothing wrong with that, but a very small percentage of speech pathologists work in aphasia.
Yeah, we need them. Trust me, we need them.
Yeah, so maybe a future episode we're going to get some of my grad students that I got to torture this summer, and maybe some others, and we'll have a conversation about it, because what I would love is for them to have more of your lived experiences. What was it like being a patient? What was it like being in the hospital and not being able to talk or move the way you expected? What was it like figuring out how to get back your identity and grieving the changes that you were going through? That's what these students need to know, because that's going to make them better clinicians.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you some stories. I'm not. I'm very rural. What happens?
Oh, I've heard your stories, and folks, we edited some of them, and you're gonna have to be on the inner circle to hear a couple of Phil's
Yeah,
stories.
but
But
there are
the
stories to
point
all.
is, they are real.
And I'll definitely find some people who want to talk to your shows, talk about what it is to have aphasia. Trust me.
Yeah, throughout the rehab process. So the clients that have come in for this intensive program, some are within a year of their stroke, and some are, several years after their stroke. And
Okay.
what we know is it's a different experience for every individual.
Do you know it's been 3 years and 5 months now?
You're not counting.
No, my mom does.
And so she tells you, does she write it
No,
on a calendar? 3 years,
no.
five
What
months.
she does, she knows the date. I was thinking about it. It'll be, I think, is January the 10th was my 3 years. No, 3 years. Yep.
So how does that make you feel when your mom keeps track of?
Well, the reason why she knows that because when we have this stuff to do for getting medication and stuff like this. But other than that, my mom, she's so proud of me because, I mean, my episodes, like, what happened to me. It was not, as other people, it was a doozy. Like, but she, I'm proud of myself too, but she's proud of me all the time now. Like, listen, she's in Iceland. She's in Iceland right now. So she comfortable me be here. I have a caregiver now. He's my friend too. But otherwise, she wouldn't do this. So it's I'm glad that she feel comfortable me doing this. But I didn't know that was only 3 years. The time flies by. But I can say this: you need to practice. I say it a lot of times. Practice, and you need support group. You need a support group, a support group, a support group. Because if you don't, it will be hard. And I have a lot of support group, friends, family, aphasia friends. Kirsten, Genevieve. Um, so it makes it's good, but I know I have a lot to stuff to do. But I didn't know. I didn't know come this far so quickly, and a lot to do. So I'm thankful, and I know everyone may be the same, but yeah, it's hard sometimes because I didn't know that. I didn't know how bad it was. My mom now knows she's talking about more likely how bad it was. It was really bad. Now that I can talk clearly what's happened to me, so I'm glad she's doing when she do have fun. But I don't even know what I'm talking about now. It just
Well, I think you bring up a really interesting point that I think anybody watching this video needs to understand. You, the survivor, your brain went into a protective mechanism, right? We have what's called the reptile brain. It keeps your heart beating, it keeps you breathing, and it keeps your digestion running, right? That's it. That's the
yeah,
reptile brain. Us as humans, we have, where you had your stroke is the outer part of the brain. That's the thing.
have it because
I know, right? You got this like you can
cranial
make like
acme.
a really awesome tattoo, Well, you can put some ink on that, but you were in survival mode. That's how the body and the brain protect itself. Your brain was just keeping you alive. And as your brain started to heal, you came back into awareness.
Yes.
And somehow, some way, I don't know why you got as far as you did in just 3 years, because some people don't get there for 10 years. But this going from the reptile brain, and I don't mean that in a derogatory sense, it's the survival,
Okay.
but being able to come into this awareness where you can see now what your mom went through, that you're happy for your mom that she's traveling. Many
Yes.
survivors can't get to that thinking level.
I
And
never thought about that. Thank you. I didn't never
and,
thought about
and
it.
this is part of what care partners don't understand. They don't understand how the brain heals. They don't This is that manual I keep saying that they never got,
Okay. Okay.
because you're an onion. I don't know how you feel about onions, Phil, but you're an onion. There's lots of layers to you, and for every survivor, you have different kinds of layers. And the care partner might say, "Well, Phil, you look like yourself, you sound like yourself, but why don't you act like yourself?"
Yeah.
Whether it's the words you say or how you react to a question or how you process what's going on around you. Care partners need to understand that it's complicated and they need someone to explain it. So that's the other part of why I wrote this book. This book is only just the start of it, but there is a whole roadmap that I can walk care partners through to help explain what is aphasia. What is aphasia for your mom based on, what she's seeing with you, how to explain it, how to help her with communication for you, how to help set up the environment for success. So that's part of so not only do I torture people like yourself, Phil, right? That's part of what I do, but the other real mission is helping care partners navigate that so that they don't lose themselves and so that they can help you maximize your recovery and that you keep your relationship. You figure out how to communicate when words don't come. And that's what it's about. It's as much high it's what I used to do for speech therapy my first 25 years has completely changed in what I've done these last 5 years, because it's about communication, connection, relationship, understanding. It's like the manual, not only the manual to be a caregiver, but like the decoder ring for aphasia.
All right. Well, it's good talking to you.
Oh, you're
And
cutting me off, Phil. No.
hold on. Thank you so much. And you'll have this. This will be tomorrow. So take it out tomorrow. I'll see you soon.
See you soon, Phil. Thanks.
No, you stay there.